Hey guys, Chief Williams Unfiltered. Today I want to talk about losing interest in people. In order to lose interest, you have to have interest to begin with. And the thing about interest, when you have an attraction to other people, there's 4 different levels of interest. So you have high interest, then medium interest, then low interest, and no interest at all. So with high interest, they can do no wrong. You like their looks, their attitude, their speech, the way they walk. And it's very rarely that both people actually have that level of high interest at the same time. So it's usually like one person is high and the other one is like medium or low or no interest at all. And that's the time when somebody comes approaching you and like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And you're like, don't bother me. I'm not feeling you. But high interest, no matter what, if you guys have that animal attraction to each other, and you will stop whatever you were doing just to get that person attention. And this high interest can last for years or it can last for a few minutes. But the thing about it is keeping the interest going. And with high interest, you'll make compromises for somebody. Like, I don't usually like buns like that, but it works for you. It's something about you. The way you wear it, I like it. Because you have high interest. And you'll give them a pass. You give people that have if you have high interest for somebody, you'll give them a pass on behavior that you wouldn't tolerate from somebody you really wasn't feeling. The next level is medium interest. So maybe they're a little shorter than you would like, but they're kind of cute. They're kind of stupid or body shape kind of funny, and they eat like they eat with their mouth open, but you give them a pass because they got other attributes that you like. That's medium interest. You see, if you're on the phone with your mom and they call, you look at the phone and you just keep talking to your mom. But that high interest person be like, hey mom, I gotta go, click, and you click over. But medium interest, I'll get back to, they're okay. But usually if there's one person with medium, the other one is high, and then it's like a yin and yang. But then the compromise comes in with dealing with people with low interest, where you really don't have that much interest, you're not really feeling them. But maybe something about them is okay. Maybe they got a little bit of money. That's why, like, ugly dudes that are athletes, or ugly dudes that are celebrities, or ugly dudes with pretty good jobs, or like really, or in leadership positions. You might not be feeling them, but just something about them brings something to the table. You know that they have that ability to be a provider. And then no interest is something you're not interested at all. And nothing they can do or say is ever going to change your mind. That's somebody that you maybe put into a friend zone. If you haven't seen the video about friend zone, I get in depth about friend zone. But the problem, you can be friends with somebody that you have no interest in physically or sexually, and that person has high interest in you. And what they do is they'll wait their turn and like wait for years or months or however long it takes for them to convince you that they're a good person, and then maybe you settle. So what happens is you settle for somebody that you're not really feeling, and everything they do is going to get on your nerves. Every time they bounce a check, or every time they pick their nose or eat with their mouth open or put their hair up in a bun that you don't like, that's going to get on your nerves because you don't have that high interest in that person. And then what happens is if you lose respect for that person, then you knock them down a notch. So let's say the person was a medium, and then they do something that just drives you crazy, and then you have to drop them down, demote them down to a low interest person. It's very, very hard for them to get promoted back to that medium because they screwed up. You don't like them anymore. And if you're in a relationship with somebody that you don't like, you're pretty much wasting your time. And you probably either need to get counseling for the both of y'all or just call it quits. And then another problem with settling for somebody that you have low interest or no interest in, and having a long-term relationship with that person is like, I can fix that though. His job sucks, but I can get him a better job. His education ain't where it should be, but I can get him educated. His hair needs to be done, or his body or her body can be fixed, and then it becomes your pet project, right? And then what happens is you think you're Dr. Frankenstein. Well, if you haven't seen Frankenstein or read the book, it didn't end well. It was a horrible ending. Everything went wrong. So when you try to fix somebody or take somebody on as a pet project, you can't change people. People are who they are down to the core. So if somebody has bad habits, bad spending habits as a janitor, they're going to continue to have bad spending habits when they become a CEO. If somebody has bad grooming habits, they're going to continue to have bad grooming habits. If they have bad hygiene habits, that doesn't change. That's who they are. So you might be able to manipulate or mold them a little bit, but how the problem is they are still who they are. If they're a nasty person, they're just nasty. If you married them, you picked them. Why you pick somebody that's nasty? So the other problem is either with your pet project, they're either going to fail or they're going to outgrow your control. And what I mean by outgrow your control is they're going to start getting confident. They didn't have any confidence before, but you came in with your cape on trying to save somebody, built up their confidence. Now they got the big head and they're like, oh shoot, I got options. I don't even need you no more. And where you are, somebody that you had low interest or no interest on, you turned into a pet project, built them up, and now they outgrew you. And now where you at? So it's important. Now I'm not saying I'm not a scientist. None of this is guaranteed. There's no factual information behind this, but from what I've seen in different relationships, both of you should have medium or high interest for each other in order for it to last. Now, there have been several cases people have made it work with only one-sided relationships. That can work for you. That's not my thing, but I just want you guys to understand that there's 4 levels of interest: high, medium, low, and no. And if you have no interest in somebody, you can't years later just turn around and make them your mate because you don't even like them. So why are you dealing with somebody you don't even like? But anyway, I hope this is all entertainment, but I have lived a long life. I'm almost 50 years old. I've done a lot and seen a lot. Chief Williams, please like, share, subscribe. I'm out.